You're sitting in traffic behind a cement mixer. Massive machine, probably weighs as much as a small house when it's full. And then you notice something strange. One row of tires isn't even on the ground. They're just hanging there, spinning lazily in the air while the rest of the truck does all the work. It looks broken. It looks like somebody forgot to install the suspension correctly. But that floating wheel isn't a malfunction. It's one of the cleverest tricks in the entire trucking industry. A feature that protects roads from destruction, saves trucking companies thousands of dollars a year, and prevents the truck from ripping itself apart every time it turns a corner. Today, we're looking at why some truck tires are designed to hover above the pavement, right here on the small things. To understand the floating tire, you have to understand what happens when heavy things meet pavement. Roads are strong, but they're not invincible. Put too much pressure on one spot, and the surface cracks, crumbles, and eventually fails. This is why governments don't just regulate how heavy a truck can be. They regulate how that weight is spread across its axles. A single truck axle carrying 18,000 pounds doesn't just do 9 times the damage of a 2,000 pound car axle. It does roughly 5,000 times the damage. The relationship isn't linear, it's exponential. Every extra pound of pressure concentrated on one point multiplies the destruction. Picture walking across fresh snow. Step out in regular boots and you sink up to your knees. Strap on a pair of snowshoes and suddenly you glide across the surface. The snowshoes didn't make you lighter. They just spread your weight across a larger area. That extra set of tires on a heavy truck works the same way. Engineers call it a lift axle. When a dump truck is loaded with 30 tons of gravel or a cement mixer is full and spinning, that weight exceeds what 2 or 3 axles can legally carry. So the driver hits a switch. Air pressure floods into heavy-duty bags mounted on the frame. The suspended axle drops until its tires press firmly against the road. Now the load is distributed across more contact points. The pressure per square inch drops. The road survives. The truck stays legal. But if spreading weight across more tires is better for the road, why ever lift them up? Why not just leave them down permanently? This is where the economics get interesting. Every tire that touches pavement creates drag. It's called rolling resistance, the friction between rubber and road that the engine has to overcome to move forward. More tires means more drag. More drag means more fuel burned. When a truck has just emptied its load and is running light, those extra tires are dead weight. Keeping them on the ground wastes fuel and wears out expensive rubber for absolutely no benefit. Lift them up, and the truck instantly becomes more efficient. Then there's the toll booth problem. Many highways and bridges charge trucks based on how many axles are touching the ground at the moment they pass through. A 5-axle truck pays more than a 4-axle truck. By raising that lift axle, a driver can sometimes cut the toll in half without breaking any rules. It's completely legal. The truck simply transforms itself into a smaller vehicle for the duration of the crossing. But there's one more reason to lift those tires, and it might be the most important of all. Trucks are long, very long. And when a long vehicle with multiple fixed axles tries to navigate a tight corner, something violent happens. The rear wheels can't follow the same arc as the front wheels. Instead of rolling smoothly through the turn, they get dragged sideways across the pavement. The rubber screams, the tread shreds. The frame and suspension absorb forces they were never meant to handle. This sideways dragging is called scrubbing, and it destroys tires faster than almost anything else. The more wheels lock to the ground, the worse the scrubbing gets. The truck essentially fights itself, wanting to drive straight even as the driver tries to turn. Lifting that extra axle shortens the truck's effective wheelbase. Suddenly, it can pivot around corners without tearing itself apart. Construction sites, loading docks, city streets with tight turns all become navigable. The rubber stays on the tires instead of smeared across the asphalt. So the next time you spot a truck with wheels hovering uselessly in the air, you'll know the truth. That machine is a shapeshifter. Heavy load? Drop the axles, spread the weight, protect the road. Empty and cruising? Lift them up, save fuel, cut tolls, extend tire life. Tight turn ahead? Retract and maneuver. It's a truck that transforms itself depending on what the moment demands. I hope you enjoyed this slice of industrial engineering. If you did, please hit that like button and subscribe to The Small Things for more stories about the world hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching.